Welcome to Trojans Live, the exclusive USC Trojans coaches show.
He's in the end zone. Touchdown, USC.
Behind-the-scenes insights and breaking news from interim head coach Ed Orgeron, Andy Enfield, and the student-athletes who play for the Cardinal and Gold.
Throws over the middle, complete Marquise Lee. He's got it at the 5 in the end zone. Touchdown, USC.
Trojans Live is brought to you by
BMW, the ultimate driving machine. Visit SoCalBMW.com today to find a BMW center near you. By Valvoline, charge on, but visit Valvoline Instant Oil Change first. Home of the drive-thru only change and proud sponsor of USC football. Visit SoCalOilChange.com for special discounts and offers. By Allstate Insurance, mayhem is everywhere. Start protecting yourself from mayhem with Allstate Insurance. By Western Exterminator, providing all-star termite and pest control you can trust for over 90 years. Western Exterminator, the final word in pest control.
Now, here are Jordan Moore and John Jackson.
Hello and welcome to Trojans Live, presented by your Southern California BMW Centers on KFWB News Talk 980. Crowd is fired up because we have a big show for you tonight. Live at the lab, starting with the new interim head coach Ed Orgeron. Later, we're going to welcome in former All-American defensive lineman Sean Cody, plus JK McKay is here to talk about this week's big decision, and we'll have a trio of student-athletes for you with running back Justin Davis, defensive lineman Leonard Williams, and women's basketball star Cassie Harberts. I am Jordan Moore alongside John Jackson and JJ. Let's start with your take. Crazy weekend, the ousting of Lane Kiffin.
Yeah, I mean, I feel bad for Lane. I mean, in all honesty, I think that Lane did a lot of good things for the university. I think he had a good foundation. He had a good thought process. I just think that it was a situation where things weren't being managed properly. And, it goes back to some of the situations that happened in the past. And it got to a point of no return where he sort of dug himself in the hole in several different areas that he was not going to be able to get out of, such as how ironic was it that, the whole year we've been talking about how we're blaming him for the offense and the lack of offensive production. The offense scores 41 points, and that's the week he gets fired. So, as a head coach, you're responsible for all of it. And I think that if this was Lane's second big job, he would have done it a lot differently. And I think that he'll learn from this and go on and do great things because he is a great offensive mind.
Well, we're going to talk about the new man in the hot seat, Ed Orgeron, coming in here. This segment is brought to you by your Southern California BMW Centers. Visit SoCalBMW.com today to find a BMW center near you. Coach O, welcome into the show. Your second time. We're happy to have you now as our lead guest. And what has this week been like for you? Obviously, Coach Kiffin, a friend of yours, but now a big opportunity.
Well, we went through a lot of emotions this week as a team, our team. Sunday was a tough day for all of us. First of all, the way we played. We were very disappointed with the way we played, and the news came out about Coach Kiffin, but we did deal with it as a team. I'm very excited to be the interim head coach at the University of Southern California. I'm very excited about our team and the way they fought through everything this week. We came together as a team. We made some short goals to get through the week. We had a tremendous day today. We had what we call the Trojan Bowl. The older guys coached it up. We had tremendous energy on the field. And we looked like we got things heading in the right direction throughout the bye week. Now we have to get serious and get to work tomorrow.
Hey, Coach, I want to talk about the Trojan Bowl a little bit because I know what it is, but I want you to explain for everybody else. Describe the Trojan Bowl today, and then most importantly, describe the team dinner after.
All right, good. Well, we named Marcus Martin the head coach of the offense. I own Devon Kennard, the head coach of the defense. They had their coaching staff, so the older guys got to coach the younger guys.
All right.
And they were calling plays and going forward and doing all kind of crazy stuff on the field and really having fun.
Right.
And then after that, we celebrated with a nice dinner from Roscoe's.
That's what I'm talking about.
Fried chicken and waffles, I'm sure, made the guys happy. So did cookies coming back in the training table. But this is all part of what you talk about, bringing the fun back. And you make a distinction. There's a difference between fun and being silly. But talk about what you mean by bringing the fun back to this program and this team.
Well, Sean's sitting right there, and he can tell you, when we were here with Coach Carroll always made it fun for us. And we always worked hard. And I saw those players believe in Coach Carroll. They played for him. They played for the coaching staff. We had some good players. But we also had fun playing. Well, everybody wanted to go out to practice. Everybody wanted to play. We want to play with excitement and energy. We're going to cut these guys loose. It's a different style. I totally supported Coach Kiffin and everything that he did. He tried his best. It just didn't work out. And I knew this week that I had to change. And I did everything that we could to possibly change. I know the guys are in good spirits, and we're ready to move forward.
Coach, one other big change that you made for, everybody is the media is now back at practice. What went into some of these changes? I mean, I know you have to change because you don't want to keep doing the same thing, but, talk about it in specific, bringing the media back.
Well, the media is good. It's good for exposure at USC. The media is good for recruiting. Every time you can see somebody at USC on the TV, it helps us with recruiting. We got nothing to hide. We're USC. We're one of the top programs in the country. We want national exposure, so I wanted them there.
And another big change, obviously, Clay Helton will take over as a play caller. What are your expectations for him as offensive coordinator?
Well, just score a lot of points so we can win. Don't turn over the ball. No. We had a meeting with Clay. He and I are very good friends. I totally trust him. And he understands the type of offense that I think we ought to run. And he's ready to do it. He will do exactly what we want him to do. And he is very qualified to do it. He is a trustworthy guy. Our players love him. I expect them to have a great, great next 8 games.
Coach, when we compare what you hope to see a week from now compared to the Trojan teams of the last, couple weeks or even couple years, what do you expect to see next Thursday night from these guys?
I want to cut it loose. Now, I want our guys to come out of that tunnel mental fire.
Right.
And, I'm going to be high-fiving them on the sideline. We're going to have fun. I want some energy. I expect the crowd to be energized, just like we did it before. But we want to spread the ball around. We want to give it to different guys on the offense, and we got to have some good players. Open it up a little bit, run the football, and take care of the ball. Defensively, I know we've played well. We made the mistakes from last week. Just play an overall game on special teams, offense and defense.
When you were asked about what hasn't gone right so far this season, in your opinion, you used a couple words. You said inconsistent, but the other one I wanted to talk about was you talked about maybe there wasn't a full sense of belief. Can you expand on that? Maybe how do you get this team to believe in everything that's going on?
Well, we're gonna have to do it on the field.
Yeah,
and we can do all this stuff and have fun on the practice field, but there's gonna come a point in the game where we have to believe and make a play. And you could just sense it on the sideline when things were going well. Our guys were playing very hard, but things started going bad. It was kind of like, here we go again. So we have to overcome that with a great mindset, one play at a time, one game at a time. Have fun playing ball. Listen. We don't have any pressure on us, okay? The pressure's off. Nobody expects us to do anything except within our football team. And I'll tell you what, within our football team, you look at these guys' eyes, they expect to do very well one game at a time, and so does the coaching staff.
Coach, you're the interim coach now, head coach now, but you've had experience as a head coach before. What experience are you taking from before that you can apply now to make it really transfer back to USC? When you get fired, it opens up your eyes, and you say, I should have done some things different. And if I get my chance again, I wrote them all down. And this is what I'm going to do different, and I follow that plan. I got it right there where I go to sleep in my beautiful Radisson room right here. Right.
And I look at it at night, and I said, these are the things that I said I'm going to do, and I'm sticking to it. Mm-hmm. And so far I have. I really feel that I've grown as a coach. I know how to act as a head coach now, not as assistant. The head coach's words and actions are very powerful. And I'm representing the best school in the world right now, so I'm happy.
No promises obviously were made after this season, but do you still see this as an opportunity for you to make an impression on whoever's looking?
I see this opportunity for our team, for these young men, for Devon Kennard, for Lenny Wilson, the freshman that signed here, for the Trojan family. I just want to do the best job I can for them. It's all about us. Whatever happens at the end of the season, I'm going to be fine. These young men, it's their season, it's their seniors. I'm going to coach for a long time. They're going to remember this season. It's for them.
Coach, that was one thing that really impressed me about when you first took the job is you made a point of saying, look, there's 8 games left, and it's about the players. And I thought that was so powerful. How has it been about the players this week in terms of how have they been receptive to this situation?
Well, we changed a couple of things. We gave them some desserts at dinner. They went crazy. They love it. I did not work them very hard this week because they deserved a break. Mm-hmm. And we're having fun in the meetings. We brought some things back in the meetings that we used to do, and we're laughing and we're joking, and the guys seem to want to be there. You got to want your guys to be there, want them to go to practice, and want to perform. I think I've got them to that level. Mm-hmm. Now, obviously, things are going to get serious. There's another opportunity to come next Thursday night, and we have to perform well on the field, but we're headed into that direction.
Coach, we've heard ad nauseum about the scholarship reductions and the injuries, but you said something yesterday that really stuck with me. No more excuses. Expand on that.
We Trojans. We put 11 on the field, and we fight.
Period. We're going to talk about how they're going to fight next week. 1 week from today, USC will be back on the field at the Coliseum for a little Thursday night football under the lights against Arizona. We got another segment coming up with Coach O. If you want to jump in, tweet us using the hashtag Trojans Live. Hashtag Trojans Live. Jump in on the conversation right now. Coming back on Trojans Live with Coach Ed Orgeron.
Lee to the right. Aguilar and Telfer up to the left side. Dropping and throwing a pass over the middle to Trey Matney. Catches at the 5. Dives in the middle into the end zone. He's got a touchdown, USC.
Let's say you're going to
Get
choose
big savings on a big dinner. Stop by a Subway restaurant and get any 3 regular footlong subs for just $14. Any day after 4 p.m. and all day Sunday. That's less than $5 for each footlong sub. However you mix it up, any 3 regular footlong subs are just $14 any day after 4 p.m. and all day Sunday. Subway, eat fresh. Limited time only. Add $1 for each premium or supreme sub. Additional charge for extras. Prices and participation may vary. Plus tax where applicable. May not be combined with other offers, coupons, or discount cards.
Continental Tire is driving performance for you. Whether driving to the game, dropping the kids off at practice, or commuting to work, Continental makes the right tire for your vehicle. Our tires are designed with Eco Plus technology to deliver shorter stopping distances on wet roads and tremendous long wear. Plus, improved fuel efficiency that can actually save you money over the life of the tire. Visit ContinentalTire.com to find out how much money you can save or to find a retailer near you. Continental Tire, exclusive tire of the Trojans.
Let's say you're going to choose between the BMW 528i and a Mercedes E350. But the BMW 528i is faster, more fuel efficient, and comes with no-cost maintenance for up to 4 years or 50,000 miles. Not much of a choice, is it? We only make one thing, the ultimate driving machine. Speed claims based on specs from manufacturer sites. Fuel efficiency comparisons based on EPA estimates. For ultimate service details, call 1-888-3114-BMW.
See a Southern California BMW Center today for a test drive or visit SoCalBMW.com.
Want to help Valvoline Instant Oil Change go pink this October? By going pink, you'll be helping to fight breast cancer all month. Change your blades and change a life by purchasing pink or black wiper blades this October. And join Valvoline Instant Oil Change as they proudly support the National Breast Cancer Foundation. Stop in today, get your oil change, and ask how you can change a life by going pink this October. To learn more, call 1-800-FAST-CHANGE or visit VIOCpink.com. Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Quick, easy, trusted.
Now back to Trojans Live from the lab. Here are Jordan Moore and John Jackson.
Tonight's highlights are courtesy of 710 ESPN. We are back on Trojans Live at the lab, and another segment here with Coach. Reminder, if you do want to jump in the broadcast, just tweet us using the hashtag Trojans Live. Get a question here for Coach. Coach, one of the things that you did change is we can talk about injuries a little bit now, and Marquise Lee, boy, everyone saw him go down against Arizona State. It looked terrible. Sounds like it's not too terrible. We might see him back sooner rather than later.
You know, it's a strained knee, and it's not as bad as we thought it was going to be. And like I said before, that Marquise seems to make a miraculous recovery around 2 days before game time. We don't know if he's going to play against Arizona, but if he can, we're going to play him. And he's doing everything he can to get healthy. He's had a tremendous attitude this week, smiling, ready to go. And he tells me he's going to be ready, so we'll see.
And I'll talk about the rest of the receiving core as well, because you have Aguilar, you have Blackwell, but outside of those two, you're really thin there. Yes. So you sort of need Marquise back, right?
We need him back, and hopefully maybe we can get Darius Rogers back. We don't know yet. The young freshman has done a good job for us. Has an ankle sprain. He's starting to run. He's starting to do things, and he may be ready for Thursday. We don't know, but we're definitely going to have to use all the weapons we have on offense, no question.
Another guy who might get back is Silas Red, who's I know itching to take the field, and it sounds like positive news for him too.
Yeah, he looked very good. And I'll say this to you. I think the running backs are a strong part of our football team. Those guys have done a great job. In my mind, one of the best freshman running backs sitting right there. You're going to talk to him a little bit later. He's a great young man. You get to meet this guy. He is a fantastic young man. He would make the whole Trojan family proud.
Okay, let's move over to the defensive side, Coach. Last week, obviously a tough one. When you look at the film, though, is it just blown assignments? I mean, this just didn't look like the same defense.
Yeah, we're all balanced. We did not play the deep ball well. They hit us on some long balls, and we made some silly mistakes. We did not play some of the speed sweeps well, and we kind of were off balance. and we just didn't play well. There's just no excuse.
One of your many roles with this team now is you're also still a recruiting coordinator. Is this a big week for recruiting? Obviously, we can't talk about specific players, but strategy-wise, a couple coaches out this week. Is this a big week for recruiting?
Sure. We had a bunch of coaches out on Monday and Tuesday. I went out Tuesday myself. We're going to go to as many high school games as we possibly can tomorrow night, and junior college games on Saturday in Southern California.
And along lines of recruiting, I know we can't talk about players as well, but in terms of what kind of feel are you getting out there? Because, things were not looking, we're starting to go downhill a little bit.
Very positive. Talking to some coaches, we have great relationship with coaches, especially in Southern California. We did a study today about all of the NFL players from Southern California, particularly the city of Los Angeles, that's in the NFL now. I believe there was 25. Mm-hmm. So we need to recapture Southern California, especially the city of Los Angeles, and we plan on doing that.
As we look ahead, as we said, this is the last time we'll talk to you before the Arizona game. How far ahead do you start looking at Arizona? What have you seen from the Wildcats?
Well, I've been on the road recruiting. The coordinators have been watching it. We have our first and second down game plan already, and they're a good football team. They're well coached. They're going to be on fire to come play us, and so will we. It'll be a good matchup. I feel good about our football team going to this game.
And also, Coach, along the lines with Arizona, now it's a battle for the Pac-12, and you obviously in a must-win situation pretty much the rest of the way. What's the message to the team, though? Is there any certain message to the team that sort of gets them to focus on? Or do you focus on the goal at the end, or do you just go game by game?
One game at a time. Next Thursday's our goal. Then we will line up next Friday. The next game will be our goal. We're taking them one at a time. Mm-hmm. These kids have been through enough. I'm not putting any high expectations on them. Nothing. We want to play. We want to compete. We want to play with high energy. We want to have fun playing football and let the chips fall where they may. And we're going for it as hard as we possibly can.
Speaking of Twitter, a lot of rumors out there that you might be thinking about adding a coach. You lose Lane, who's obviously an important coach. Mm-hmm. He wasn't just a head coach. Is there a thought of maybe adding somebody else to the staff?
That's always open. It came out today. Coach Stefford was out there, a highly respected guy. I made a call to him as a possible part on our staff, and he was very complimentary. But, it's not something he wanted to do right now, and no job was offered or nothing. It was just a conversation. I'm not calling anybody else.
All right, Coach, tonight's tweet of the night goes straight to you from Janelle. Coach OUSC, I love the positive energy you are bringing back to USC football. Thank you. So thank you, Janelle. Thank you, Coach O. We look forward to seeing you in a couple weeks. Tonight's tweet's brought to you by Allstate Insurance. Football players rely on lots of coaches, quarterbacks, running backs, and special teams, just to name a few. But for insurance, you only need one coach, an Allstate agent. They'll help you with your insurance game plan. Call L.A. area Allstate agent Bob Souza or Sailor Insurance Agency today. That was Coach Ed Orgeron. Coming up, JK McKay is next on Trojans Live. Plenty of guests still ahead. Come right back at you.
If you're looking at a car, a truck, or an SUV, Ford has an EcoBoost engine for you. Listen to Mike Savage talk about his Fusion.
The Fusion's EcoBoost engine's really quick. It's a lot of power, and I just love that sports car feel. But I still get the fuel economy of a four-cylinder engine.
Jen Bellotti picked an Escape over a BMW.
When I'm merging onto the freeway, I step on the gas. It's super powerful. You can just feel it.
Joe D'Angelo loves his F-150 with EcoBoost.
It's got as much power as the V8, whether it's from a stop, merging, passing.
The EcoBoost engine from Ford gives you the power of a larger engine with the fuel economy of a smaller engine. EcoBoost, it's miles ahead of the competition. Win a VIP experience for the big game on November 30th. It's the Ford Friday Sweepstakes. Just go to usctrojans.com for official rules and enter to win 2 tickets and an on-field experience. No purchase necessary. Fusion EPA estimated rating of 22 city, 33 highway, 26 combined MPG. 2.0 liter EcoBoost. Actual mileage will vary.
So, you need hot dogs for the tailgate, salads for game day, and thirst quenchers for the cheering squad on the couch. Good thing Smart & Final has everything to make your team happy and score big savings. Smart & Final has low prices like Walmart, big sizes like Costco with no membership fees, plus the freshness of a supermarket in one place. Smart & Final, warehouse prices, big and small sizes.
Now through October 8th, save on selected 2-liter bottles of 7-Up, A&W Root Beer, or Sunkist Soda. Only 99 cents each plus CRV. Limit 12 total at Smart & Final.
call. Hey, Southern Cal business leaders, this is your last chance to get your seats to see me, Dave Ramsey, along with special guest Andres Gutierrez for Entree Leadership One Day, the event that's based on our New York Times #1 bestseller, Entree Leadership. That's right, we'll be here Wednesday, October 16th to show you how to work smarter, communicate better, and motivate your team. Don't miss this opportunity to be the kind of leader people want to follow. Get your seats now at DaveRamsey.com.
Now back to Trojans Live from the lab.
Back on Trojans Live, Jordan Moore, John Jackson, and we needed a ratings bump this week, so we called in JK McKay, the most popular man in Los Angeles.
It's what I do.
Two-time national champion JK McKay and the greatest receiver in Bishop Amat history.
Oh, man, come on, Jordan. You're jumping on his bandwagon?
I'm on his side. I'm on his side. No
JJ,
question.
seriously, the numbers don't lie.
Numbers don't make everything, right?
Well, it was not the easiest week for you, JK. Lane's a guy you were just in the grind with on a daily basis. I know you appreciate the work he put in. How difficult was this decision?
Very, very difficult. You get to know somebody like that, and he put his heart and soul into this university and this team. It was not something that Pat took lightly, or that any of us did. It just got to the point where it just felt like it was time to make a move and move in a different direction. But yeah, it was very difficult.
JK, between you and Pat are obviously highly respected, amongst USC fans. But the fans were obviously calling for, this to happen weeks ago. What went into the process in terms of, waiting and giving it as much of a chance to do it as it did?
Well, I think Pat felt like, and we felt like, that we always want to be the guys that we want to give our coaches as much chance as possible to succeed, and we really felt there was a chance that we could get this thing going in the right direction, despite the scholarship restrictions, which I know we're not allowed to talk about anymore. But we thought we could. I think Pat, and I think he said it, and I think in his gut, just felt like we'd gotten to a point where we needed a new kind of a breath of fresh air, and that's what I think he just made it from his gut.
Well, that breath of fresh air is also in the form of Ed Orgeron. What made him the great choice for interim head coach?
That was an easy one, frankly. He's been the heart and soul of this place for a long time, and he's, to the older guys like me, we remember a guy named Marv Gu that worked for my dad forever, and JJ knew Coach Gu, and that's Ed Orgeron too. I think he's a heart and soul, and I think he was the right guy. And having been out of practice the last couple of days and talked to so many of our players, I think we made the right choice there. I mean, this thing has turned as positive as it possibly can be under some difficult circumstances.
And with that being said, you'd heard Coach O talk about some of the changes that he's made. What do you think that's going to translate to on the field?
Well, I don't know what it's going to translate to on the field, but I think it was time to make some changes, just because you got to change sometimes just for the sake of change, to give the guys a breath of fresh air. And I was out of practice today. It was fantastic watching everybody, and the energy's been great. I think the reaction of the players has been fantastic. Our coaches are working hard. They're still out on the recruiting trail. I think the recruiting thing will work itself out, and I think Coach O has added some real positive energy, and I think we'll play well.
When we start looking at this coaching job, obviously winning matters everywhere, and that's certainly true at USC. But what makes the USC job maybe unique when you're looking for a head coach than other jobs?
Well, I think SC is a deal. I don't think you necessarily need a USC guy. That's one of the questions. Should it be a USC guy? I don't think my dad wasn't. He was barely a USC guy. Pete Carroll wasn't a USC guy. But I think you have to. That if you take somebody outside, I think they have to come in and they have to embrace what USC is. It's a unique place. We care very much about it, maybe more than we should, but we care very much about it. And I think whoever that person is has to come in and embrace what USC is. It's something like a religion in a way, and you've got to convert when you come here. I think that's about the truth of the story.
And so now the coaching search has officially/unofficially started, because there's probably guys that the Trojans are interested in, they can't talk to at this point. But give us a timeline in terms of what you guys have sort of sketched in your head in terms of targeting guys and when you can actually talk to them and when would be the ideal time to get a guy in.
We do have a plan about this. We do, but in all honesty, we really feel like we want to focus on this season. I don't mean to avoid you, but I promise you we're working on it. But right now, what we want to do is focus. These kids, some of these guys, it's their senior year at USC. And Coach Orgeron deserves our support. We want to focus on now. We're doing the work. I will tell you that this is a great job, and I think it's viewed that way by the reaction we're getting. But I think we want to just do that quietly, and let's play this season out and give our guys a chance to have a great senior season.
Well, one of the things that Coach O has talked about is that he's going to be out there high-fiving the guys, and that's part of his personality. But it goes into something that I know JJ's talked about, so I might be stealing off his paper here. But is this a job where you almost have to be that sort of CEO-type head coach and let the offensive coordinator, defense coordinator do their job, and the head coach has to, be out there as a representing something bigger than just calling plays? Or...
I don't think it's that specific. I think you can, call plays. I think Coach Robinson back in the day called plays. My dad did. Coach Carroll certainly called defense. I think you can be a lot of different things, but you need to be the head of the program, and you need to be somebody that the entire Trojan family can look up to, and I don't mean to say that. I think Lane tried so hard, and he really did have difficult circumstances. It wasn't fair in a way, but I think you need somebody with a real presence about them. I think that's important at USC.
And that's one of the things when I looked at the coaching situation from the outside, I said, what was fair? Lane walked into these sanctions in this situation. When you start to, did that sort of go into part of the decision as well as part of you said, hey, look, he really never got a full opportunity to coach USC because it wasn't, quote unquote, fair.
I think that's why we wanted to make sure, and Pat wanted to make sure that we gave him what we believe to be a fair opportunity to succeed. Again, the scholarship sanctions, we don't want to talk too much about because everybody gets mad if we do, but basically when you bring in 25 recruits, when you have 25 recruits, I've looked at it, and if you look at Alabama, for example, out of those 25, about 15 of them will end up being starters or quality contributors to your team. And if you're limited to 15, that number is 8 or something like that. So it's a significant factor. But I just think we tried to give him as fair an opportunity as we could. And then when Pat felt like it was time, we just made a decision to move in a different direction.
Yeah, one of the things that was difficult for Lane, and I think any coach at this point, is sort of being the guy after the guy. We have Sean Cody coming up. We have you sitting here. You guys each collected 2 national championship rings apiece. How high are the standards?
I was a much better player than Sean was.
Much bigger, too.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just an optical illusion.
Yeah, it's hard to believe we played the same sport.
The standards at this university, we'll get you out on this one. How high are they? How difficult is this to match?
You know what? The standards are off the charts, but that's the way we like them. We want to run out of tunnel number 1, and we want to have all that pressure on us, and we love that. That's who we are. We don't want to. We want to be great, and that's what Coach O gets so well. We want to be great every day, and that's the goal. And we're not going to always achieve it, but we're certainly going to try.
We appreciate you taking the time with us, JK. Get any 3 regular footlong subs for just $14 after 4 p.m. and all day Sunday. Subway, eat fresh, limited time only at $1 for each premium or supreme sub. Additional charge for extras. Prices and participation may vary, plus tax where applicable. May not be combined with other offers, coupons, or discount cards. That was JK McKay, a former player. A couple current players coming up. Leonard Williams and Justin Davis on Trojans Live.
Sounds like that's getting worse.
From mild ailments to something more serious, HealthNet is here for you. We provide affordable health coverage that you and your family deserve. With plan benefits that include doctor visits, prescriptions, immunizations, and even free physical exams, HealthNet gives you peace of mind. Look to HealthNet for affordable health coverage for you and your family. We are your HealthNet.
HealthNet of California, Inc. and HealthNet Life Insurance Company are subsidiaries of HealthNet, Inc.
Hey, everybody, this is Coach, and I want all you tried-and-true college football fans to enter the AT&T Be the Fan sweepstakes. Tackle my weekly challenge, and you might be the fan who wins a VIP trip to ESPN College Game Day. Find out how you can win at attbethefan.com. AT&T. Rethink possible.
No purchase necessary. Open to U.S. citizens and resident aliens of the 50 U.S. states or D.C. of the age of majority. Ends 11:59 p.m. Central Time, November 29, 2013. Official rules at attbethefan.com. Void where prohibited.
Trojan fans, each season the schedule is filled with pesky opponents looking to bring you down. But when that yellow truck and the little man with the hammer pulls up to your home or place of business to battle your bug opponent, insects and pests have no chance. For over 90 years, Western Exterminator has been in the trenches, dominating every matchup and every battle of the bug, which is why true Trojan fans know that Western Exterminator is the final word in pest control.
Mayhem is everywhere.
I'm the football your buddy fired through your windshield. The cooler that tumbled out of a pickup and onto the hood of your car. If you're a football fan, eventually we're gonna meet. So get Allstate, where agents help keep you protected from mayhem. Like me.
Are you in good hands?
Start protecting yourself from mayhem in Granada Hills. Call Allstate agent Bob Sousa today. Subject to terms, conditions, and availability.
Continental Tire is driving performance for you. Whether driving to the game, dropping the kids off at practice, or commuting to work, Continental makes the right tire for your vehicle. Our tires are designed with Eco Plus technology to deliver shorter stopping distances on wet roads and tremendous long wear. Plus, improved fuel efficiency that can actually save you money over the life of the tire. Visit ContinentalTire.com to find out how much money you can save or to find a retailer near you. Continental Tire, exclusive tire of the Trojans.
Handoff to Davis. Search one tackle at the 20. A block at the 15 to the 10. Down to the 5. He's in the end zone. Touchdown, USC. Justin Davis with his strongest run of the season.
Justin Davis has been in the end zone 5 times this season, including a hat trick on Saturday. He joins us now with talked about Justin being a big freshman. Leonard Williams was a freshman All-American, now enjoying a big sophomore campaign. Leonard, did you get a chance to talk to Sean Cody? Because that was you 10 years ago.
Yes, sir. I definitely talked to him. You know, I look up to him a lot. Touch him on the play coming out the tunnel and stuff.
Yeah, he's a big-time player just like you. And you tweeted your excitement this week, Leonard. Coach O, your position coach, gets to be the head coach. What makes Coach O a great coach? What has you excited?
The thing with me that Coach O that I really appreciate from him is he's very family oriented and he definitely works as hard. You know, he's a hard, tough guy that you have to be coaching D-line. But at the same time, he makes sure he takes care of us, makes sure he talks to every player. Like, he doesn't really play favoritism, just treats everybody like family.
And Justin, before we get to the football stuff, I got to ask some important questions. The first one was, how was the Roscoes? I've never heard of a football team having Roscoes before.
Man, definitely, we needed that. Yeah, definitely have for Coach O to come to us and give us that treat. It made us all happy.
Was it all you can eat, or was it like you had to order like the Scoes one, or was there like you just dig in?
Buffet style. It kept bringing in macaroni after macaroni. They had all of waffle makers up. Yeah, we loved it.
There's a team eating contest. Who's winning?
Probably
Marcus. O-line.
One of our O-line.
We'll talk about this week in practice in particular. You know, Coach O talked about it's going to be more fun, more exciting. How has that transition been for you?
Well, it definitely been great because we really needed that. We really had to bring a lot of energy to practice, and Coach Go's the perfect guy to do that. Yeah, definitely. He's been preaching that all week to have fun, and we've been responding well as a team. We're out there flying around, and everyone wants to practice. They're always eager to practice. And yeah, definitely, it's working out great.
What did you guys think of your first Trojan Bowl tonight?
It was fun. You know, we got to act as coaches. I was out there running around acting like Coach O.
Yelling and screaming at everybody.
D-line coach. We just made a lot of fun out of, you know, and the players that were out there just had a lot of fun too, like goal line. And I don't know, since he's been head coach, it's just been a lot of excitement.
Yeah. You know, Justin, getting back to, you know, of course this is your freshman year and the first year getting the ball, but it doesn't look like it. I've said it repeatedly, you know, when you watch you play, it seems like this is just old hat. You know, how is it that easy, or what's the transition been like for you? Because it just seems like you just stepped right in and it's natural.
Well, it's not as easy as it looks. There's a lot of stuff that goes into it. Yeah, definitely me coming from high school, there's a lot of stuff I had to adjust to. And me coming early in the spring, it helped me out with a lot of stuff. And I always try to make people I can't feel sorry about my age because I'm young and I'm a freshman coming in. I just had to play like I've been here for a while. yeah, definitely I'm trying to make people respect me, not being like a little kid. And yeah, definitely.
Yeah, JJ's talked about it. You're such an instinctive runner. I'm sort of curious, I know the game's so fast. I'm sort of curious what you're looking at when you're when you're in a run, you're looking at that cut, or you looking one step ahead. You're not really a dancer so much, but you do have an ability to make people miss. So what are you looking at, when you've got the ball in your hands?
Well, basically, I get the ball, I make my read, and then from there, I really can't tell you what happens. I really don't know my body that does stuff, and I react to everything. I really use my instincts a lot. Yeah, definitely. I can't tell you what I did. Like, if someone asks me, what did you do on that run? I don't know. I just let my body take over, and whatever it does, it does.
And Leonard, for you, I mean, you had a great freshman year, of course, a freshman All-American, all the rest of it, all the accolades. Most players come back in their sophomore year with the sophomore jinx. They ease up, let down, they become complacent. It's been the opposite for you. What has really driven you to play so well in your second year?
I'm going to have to say Coach O, I really just push everything back to him, all my accolades and stuff like that. He definitely pushes us hard, never lets us get a big head, and there's always something I could get better at and work on, and he reminds me of it every day, so there's no room for errors. But
I think we talked about this a week or two ago when we were talking about Leonard, but one of the fun things about you is that you've really developed this friendship with Morgan Breslin, and on the surface you guys couldn't be more opposite, but what is it about that friendship? What has inspired you and Morgan really to be a team out there?
Really just because talking off the field, we realized that we both come from a similar background, not really having a lot of stuff growing up, and then so that just really connected us off the field, and then on the field we play right next to each other, so we make certain calls that no one else knows, certain schemes, plays and stuff like that. So.
He does talk, though. He doesn't talk to the media.
Yeah.
But you can get him going, though, right?
Talks, yeah.
All right.
Hey, Justin, the offense, for the first 4 weeks, everybody's, what's wrong with the offense? They're only scoring this many points. And last week, what gets lost in last week's game because of the loss is the 41 points that you guys scored. What was the difference last week to get the productivity up compared to weeks past?
Well, definitely we had a really, really slow start. The defense was kind of dragging us along this period. Yeah, definitely. In the past couple of weeks, the offense, we've been kind of gelling more because it happened like that in spring ball, fall camp. The offense starts a little slow, but once we learn to gel together as an offense, had a really good synergy with the O-line, quarterback with the receivers and stuff like that. Yeah, definitely. It's a slow process, but once we get it going, there's no looking back.
Two pups have been carrying the day in the backfield, you and Trey Madden, but the old dog finally comes back this next week, it sounds like. Silas is coming back. What does he bring to the team?
Well, he brings a lot of leadership, first and most off. He got almost became a captain, and he wasn't even playing for half of fall camp. And definitely, in the locker room on Monday, I knew he was going to come back, so I gave him really a big old hug. Yeah. I was really excited for him. Definitely it brings a lot of energy because he brings that experience, help us out on a lot of stuff. Yeah, definitely. It was really, really good having him back.
And Leonard, lastly, I know there was a tough film study, obviously, for the defense this week. But what changes do you guys think that need to be made to rectify what happened last Saturday and go back to the way you guys were playing the first 4 weeks?
That was definitely just not one of our best games. We never expected a game like that from our defense this year. So far, we've been playing outstanding, and I think that we kind of had our expectations too high. So when things started happening, it kind of got us down. So we weren't playing to the best of our ability, and stuff started getting to our head, and we just weren't playing good as a whole. Not everybody played good on every play like we usually do, and then. So we just corrected most stuff in film, and we're just looking forward to fixing it in Arizona and just taking it on the next opponent.
Thank you, gentlemen. We look forward to you taking it out on them a week from tonight at the Coliseum. We're going to take a little break from football now on Trojans Live. It's women's basketball season coming up. Cassie Harberts, all Pac-12 center, will be next on KFWB News Talk 980.
So, you need hot dogs for the tailgate, salads for game day, and thirst quenchers for the cheering squad on the couch. Good thing Smart & Final has everything to make your team happy and score big savings. Smart & Final has low prices like Walmart, big sizes like Costco with no membership fees, plus the freshness of a supermarket in one place. Smart & Final, warehouse prices, big and small sizes.
Now through October 8th, save on selected 10-count packs of Capri Sun, just $1.49 each. Must buy in multiples of 4. Limit 8 total at Smart & Final. You won't want to miss your chance of winning another VIP experience by becoming a VIP member now at KFWB.com. You and a guest will set sail out of Marina Del Rey October 10th on the Celebrity Sweat Yacht with Matt Barnes and more than a dozen other athletes and celebrities. Get ready to party and enjoy a night of sports, comedy, food and drinks, raising money for the Boys and Girls Clubs of East LA. Listen for upcoming episodes of Celebrity Sweat with Matt Barnes and UFC star Big John McCarthy. Visit csweat.com today.
Get big savings on a big dinner. Stop by a Subway restaurant and get any 3 regular footlong subs for just $14. Any day after 4 p.m. and all day Sunday. That's less than $5 for each footlong sub. However you mix it up, any 3 regular footlong subs are just $14 any day after 4 p.m. and all day Sunday. Subway, eat fresh. Limited time only. Add $1 for each premium or supreme sub. Additional charge for extras. Prices and participation may vary. Plus tax where applicable. May not be combined with other offers, coupons, or discount cards.
The BMW 3 Series is an icon that has topped Car and Driver's 10 Best list 22 consecutive times. Now introducing the newest member of the family, the BMW 320i. With 36 miles per gallon, no cost maintenance for 4 years or 50,000 miles, and starting at $32,550, the legend continues. We only make one thing, the ultimate driving machine. For complete details on BMW Ultimate Service, call 1-888-3114-BMW.
See a Southern California BMW Center today for a test drive or visit SoCalBMW.com.
Want to help Valvoline Instant Oil Change go pink this October? By going pink, you'll be helping to fight breast cancer all month. Change your blades and change a life by purchasing pink or black wiper blades this October and join Valvoline Instant Oil Change as they proudly support the National Breast Cancer Foundation. Stop in today, get your oil change, and ask how you can change a life by going pink this October. To learn more, call 1-800-FAST-CHANGE or visit VIOCpink.com. Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Quick, easy, trusted.
Now more Trojans Live.
Jordan Moore and John Jackson live at the lab with Cassie Harberts from USC Women's Basketball, senior captain. And Cassie, it is new coach season at USC. Men's basketball has one, track has one, football's going to have one. You have one as well. Tell us what it's like. You started practice with Cynthia Cooper.
I think it's been a really good first couple days of practice. I mean, she's just such an energetic person, especially as a coach, and to come in and just get a whole new team, I think she's done a fantastic job, and she literally bleeds Cardinal and gold. So it's great to have her back.
You know, and that's why I wanted to talk about her energy a little bit, because I went to school with her. Mm-hmm. She's a lot older than me, by the way, but I went to school with her. She's crazy. I mean, you know, literally. Does she coach that way?
Yes. She is never, there's never a moment where she's not that energetic person that you see everywhere. She's always that. She always brings that to our practices, which is really nice for a coach.
Does it help that all her accolades and what she brings to the table for you as a young player? Does it help that you have a coach that's been there, done that? You know, she's been pretty much everything or done everything in women's basketball.
Yeah, I mean, you just look at her and you know that she knows exactly what you're going through, and she knows what it takes to get to the next level. She's been an Olympian. She's been a WNBA champion. Like, what hasn't she been? Right. So it's really nice as a player for us at this level to just look at her and see what we need to do.
What's the style of this team going to be like? What's it going to look like?
Run and gun. She's told us multiple times that she just wants to get the ball out, fast break, primary offense. So she wants to score, and that's pretty much her staple.
You're a low block player, though, so how's that change things for you? You got to expand your game a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, I've always been kind of a player that likes to get out and run. Sometimes jumps the gun, which isn't the greatest thing to do. But I'm just going to do the same thing that I've done the past couple of years, and she's been really supportive of everything. So. And
last year you led the team in everything, scoring, rebounding, and all that. You know, now that you come back with Cynthia, do you have more, being your last year, your senior, more of a leadership role on this team?
I mean, I think I do. And coming back with a few of our seniors, we've been through many coaching staff changes, right. So it's kind of nice to have my girls around me, and I'm just trying to lead by example, which is kind of what I've done the past, especially last year.
Now, if anyone's been to Galen Center to see Cassie play, and if you haven't, tickets at GetTrojanTix.com. Home opener is November 13th against San Diego State. If you have seen Cassie play, it is a parade to the free throw line. I believe you. Did you? End
she makes them. That's the difference.
Yeah, and I believe you were number one in attempts at the end of the season. Are you always just looking for contact? I mean, is that just the way you play? Has it always been the way you played?
I'm definitely a more physical post player. I'm not afraid. I don't shy away from contact. I just try to go up. I try to get an and one. If that doesn't work out, you get 2 free shots. So it's pretty much my MO.
Well, talk to us about the U.S. 1800 national team that you had a chance to play in. you guys won the championship. What kind of experience was that?
The U18 was awesome. It was my first USA experience. That was before I even came to college. I mean, you're going there with 35 other top college-bound players at that time. It was just a great experience to be a part of that, to go. We didn't really go anywhere, actually.
Oh,
we stayed in college.
It says you guys did.
We went. I just went to Russia this summer with the USA World University Games. But, I mean, just to be a part of a USA team, any USA team, to be at the Olympic Training Center, and to win a gold medal. That's
very sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah, you played the World University Games, and that is really an all-star team. Does it sort of push you to say, okay, I got to raise my level and see what the standard is out there, seeing the other best players in the country?
Yes, it definitely does. I mean, I'm not going to lie, I was a little nervous going in. I mean, these are like the top point guards, top posts, top everything. But it also made me realize that I can play with those types of players. So it kind of raised my confidence in a way.
Yeah, they used to say about the Dream Team, the 92 men's team that went to Barcelona, that the practices were what you wanted to see. I mean, was that what it was like, just going up against, best players in the country in practice?
I mean, I would say America has one of the top, if not the top, women's basketball programs. So, yeah, you're going against the top players probably in the world in the same gym.
Now, how much you know about some of the incoming freshmen? I know Drew Ellerman also had a Olympic experience where she was successful this past summer, I believe. What do you know about the incoming freshmen? How much can they help, with a veteran team like you guys have?
Right. I mean, we have two freshmen. They're kind of opposites. One's a really big post player. I think she'll bring a lot of physicality to the team. And then Courtney Jaco, she's a little sharpshooter. So I think they're going to bring a lot of stuff that we were kind of missing last year to this year.
Well, this show will be all hoops all the time starting in January. We'll have Cassie back, but you can see her act starting, as I said, November 13 against San Diego State. They share the gym, the Galen Center, right now with women's volleyball. They're in action on Sunday. It'll be Sam Bricio night at 1 p.m. versus Cal. The first 2,000 in the building get a replica jersey shirt for Sam. So women's volleyball season, women's basketball season coming up. We're saving the best for last here on Trojans Live. It's Sean Cody to close the show.
The thing that I really enjoy about the Ford C-Max is that it is a hybrid, and I feel very new and relevant.
For Kate Oxman, her Ford C-Max is more than just a car.
I love the technology that comes with the Ford C-Max. It's fun. It's fun to show off that, oh, look, my car, I wave my foot magically underneath the liftgate and it opens up. My perception of Ford has definitely changed buying the Ford C-Max. I've always liked Ford. I like that it has a very family feel to it, but now Ford is sexy and it's got these fun bells and whistles.
The Ford C-Max has an EPA estimated rating of 45 city, 40 highway, and 43 combined MPG. Actual mileage will vary.
It's saving me a huge amount of money, and I just like using less of what I call the Earth's blood.
Win a VIP experience for the big game on November 30th. It's the Ford Friday Sweepstakes. Just go to usctrojans.com for official rules and enter to win 2 tickets and an on-field experience. No purchase necessary.
Sounds like that's getting worse.
From mild ailments to something more serious, HealthNet is here for you. We provide affordable health coverage that you and your family deserve. With plan benefits that include doctor visits, prescriptions, immunizations, and even free physical exams, HealthNet gives you peace of mind. Look to HealthNet for affordable health coverage for you and your family. We are your HealthNet.
HealthNet of California, Inc. and HealthNet Life Insurance Company are subsidiaries of HealthNet, Inc.
Trojan fans, each season the schedule is filled with pesky opponents looking to bring you down. But when that yellow truck and the little man with the hammer pulls up to your home or place of business to battle your bug opponent, insects and pests have no chance. For over 90 years, Western Exterminator has been in the trenches, dominating every matchup and every battle of the bug, which is why true Trojan fans know that Western Exterminator is the final word in pest control.
Back to Trojans Live.
Game on. Make your move today to the Lorenzo, the most talked about apartment community at the University of Southern California. Brand new upscale student living is waiting for you. Hurry. Spaces are going fast. Don't miss out. Immediate occupancy. Visit thelorenzo.com or call 213-863-4307. We welcome in the big guy, consensus All-American, 2-time national champion Sean Cody. And Sean, Coach O, when he came in here, his face lit up when he saw you. What is it about this guy? What do people love playing for him?
I mean, you could tell by the way he talks up here. People you follow that kind of man. That man's a leader, and
probably the biggest reason I came to USC. He recruited me out of high school, and just to have that man around and the knowledge he has of football and the way he carries himself, he's a natural leader, and I think it's nothing but great things for him.
Okay, Sean, we get to see him in a media setting or interviews, stuff like that. How is he on the practice field?
He's intense. I think everyone knows that about Coach O. He's intense. He's going to get the best out of his players. I think one of the reasons our team here at USC when I was here was so good is he's such a great leader, like I said, but he's going to squeeze every last ounce out of the best players. You're getting all the cream of the crop here in Southern California, and he's going to get the best out of those players. So I think that it's going to be nothing but good things.
You guys had a blast when you played here. He talked about that a little bit under Pete. What is it about making football fun that makes you a better football player?
I mean, I think it comes down to the team. Some teams react differently to different things. I know our group here at USC was, we had to have fun, and Coach Carroll was about that. We used to run around and do fun things. But some teams are different. Some teams can't get away with that. I think Coach O has a good feel. He's been such a landmark guy here for so long now. He has a good feel for this team and what they need to do. And maybe he thinks this team needs to have a little more fun and produce a little more. So,
following this team, I know you follow the team and you keep a close eye on it, just like all ex-players, like we all do. What was your thoughts on how everything sort of happened in the transition with Lane getting fired?
I think I wrote something on Twitter or Facebook. I think he came into a tough situation. He was dealt a bad hand, and I think he tried his best and to do the best he could with what he had, and it didn't work out. And was it time? Probably it was time, and time to make a move. And I think the fans there was a cry for it, and I think they're doing the best from that standpoint. And you couldn't bring a better coach in here, I think, who, like I said, has his fingerprints all over this program for a long time now, and to have him still, to have a guy like that available to bring in for your interim head coach, I mean, it couldn't be better.
When it comes to setting standards, the fans at SC are tough. I think the alums are even tougher, though. When I see you guys on Twitter and I've talked to you guys really hold this legacy tight, and if you don't see these guys producing, you're on them. I mean, talk about when you look back and watch Trojan football, the standards you set as an alum.
JJ knows. You always think you're better than you were. I think all these guys.
You never missed a tackle.
I'm friends with all these guys, too, and they're, this team should be doing this. And it's unrealistic. In your brain, you think we were unstoppable. But, I mean, we had tight games and tough things, too, and tough circumstances. And I think it comes down to, the players on the team coming together. I got a chance to talk to the guys this year, and it's really sometimes it doesn't come down to the coach, and the coach is going to get a lot of the credit and a lot of the not so much of the credit, but it comes down to the players gelling together and coming together at the right time and making it their team and putting their footprint on it and what's going to happen, and hopefully this team still has time. We still have a ton of games here to make a statement about what kind of team they want to be.
Sean, I was around when there was a coaching change. I know how I felt internally. You did not have that, which is good. That means you're winning. So you did not have that experience. But from a player standpoint, what do you think the players are thinking, with this transition? And how much as a player, do you internalize, hey, you know what? I shoulder some of the blame for Lane not having his job.
No, I was a part of that in the NFL. In Detroit, we had an awesome football team there. We actually got Steve Mariucci fired there. So
you take a receiver in the first round, you're going to get fired. By the way, 4 receivers in a row in the first round, you're going to get fired.
That might have been Matt Miller, but yeah, that's like you said. You feel responsible as a player when you're not performing as you should. You're not getting it done for your coach. The coach isn't solely responsible for what's going on in the field. It's a sharing. It's a team thing. So you feel responsible. But just the way these guys are acting today, it looks like they're excited. It looks like they're pumped up. Their vigor's going. So they're still pumped up. I was expecting to see some guys that were going to be down and out. Season's away. So, they lost 2 games. Let's go. It's not over yet.
Well, this guy Leonard Williams does remind me of you when you were here. He could sort of play and he could sort of play tackle. You played both here. Who stands out to you when you watch SC football games?
I just being a defensive lineman, I just stare at the defensive line the whole game. So watching Breslin and Big Leonard work, I think they're studs, and I think to have like the young guys up here today, that speaks volumes to where the program's headed, and if it's Coach O who's carrying this flag for the team or another head coach, I think when you have young players like that who speak so well and who use great language up here, those guys were on top of it, man. I heard one guy say synergy. Is he a freshman?
Yeah, right.
Synergy?
Well, he just took his SATs, so that was probably one of the SAT
synergy.
words.
I was excited, man. I said, yeah, this is headed in the right direction. Throw synergy out there.
Coach Pendergast has obviously gotten a lot of credit for what he's been bringing on the defensive side. And the transition, of course, is going from a 4-3 defense to now a 5-2 or a 3-4, whichever you want to call it. You know, what is the major difference between the two?
I've been able to play in both of those defenses. The major difference, the linebackers have to make more plays on the outside. You know, I think they're still not playing a true 3-4 where they're gapping, not like two gapping and stuff like that. So they're almost like in an under front, which is some getting football-y, but they're still kind of doing the same things you would in a 4-3. So but you can also make looks look differently and those kind of things. So it's I think to me a 3-4 and 4-3, unless you're playing a true nose guard heavy big guy who's just going to sit there in the middle, you're kind of playing a 4-3 nose.
Real quick, what's going on with you? Technically a free agent? Are you thinking about life after football? What's your story
I'm
these days?
I'm actually interviewing. I thought this was an interview tonight. That's why I came. I thought I was going to be a part of this.
That's why we're getting you out of here, by the way.
If people haven't seen it, he's got a great web series. You had a great web series with the Texans, so you definitely have a future in it if you want it.
No, I mean, we got a big yard sale this weekend, so come on out to West Covina, everybody. The Cody families are having a giant yard sale. Everything's half off or slashing prices. But I'm looking maybe to dabble in some acting, maybe some commentating kind of stuff. So, I mean, right now we're just kind of unwinding. I played football for 16 years. I'm trying to stay in shape, see if anything happens. If not, we're moving on to a next career.
Well, very cool. We appreciate you coming down. You are a great Trojan, and 1 week from today, a new era starts with your coach, Coach O, in charge. We're going to be back to wrap things up with JJ on Trojans Live.
Let's say you're going to choose between the BMW 528i and a Mercedes E350. But the BMW 528i is faster, more fuel efficient, and comes with no-cost maintenance for up to 4 years or 50,000 miles. Not much of a choice, is it? We only make one thing, the ultimate driving machine. Speed claims based on specs from manufacturer sites. Fuel efficiency comparisons based on EPA estimates. For ultimate service details, call 1-888-3114-BMW.
See a Southern California BMW Center today for a test drive or visit SoCalBMW.com.
Mayhem is everywhere.
I'm an over-enthusiastic football fan. We just beat one of the worst teams, but I'm walking out of the stadium celebrating like we just wrapped up a perfect season. I'm so blind with excitement, I don't notice when I step into traffic and you have to swerve to miss me. So get Allstate, where agents help keep you protected from mayhem, like me.
In Montclair, call Allstate agent John Alsap today, subject to terms, conditions, and availability.
Are you in good hands?
Continental Tire is driving performance for you, whether driving to the game, dropping the kids off at practice, or commuting to work. Continental makes the right tire for your vehicle. Our tires are designed with Eco Plus technology to deliver shorter stopping distances on wet roads and tremendous long wear. Plus, improved fuel efficiency that can actually save you money over the life of the tire. Visit ContinentalTire.com to find out how much money you can save or to find a retailer near you. Continental Tire, exclusive tire of the Trojans.
You may already know that AT&T is the nation's fastest 4G LTE network. And now independent research has confirmed that AT&T 4G LTE is also the most reliable. Whether you're connecting with family or getting the job done, you want a wireless network you can count on. AT&T, the nation's fastest and now most reliable 4G LTE network. Rethink possible. AT&T reminds you to never text and drive. It can wait.
Speed claim compares national carriers' average 4G LTE download speeds. Reliability claim compares data transfer completion rates on nationwide 4G LTE networks. 4G LTE not available everywhere.
Now back to Trojans Live from the lab.
Closing things out on Trojans Live, Jordan Moore and John Jackson. JJ, real quick, they get back in action next week. The Coach O era, you ready for it?
I can't wait. I mean, I think that the things worked out well this week, being the bye week. They can make the transition, get the coach introduced. And obviously, you heard Coach O talk about how he's transitioned the team. It's taken him some time to do that. Next week, they'll get back down to business, get back to Arizona, and get back to football, which is what we all want. Unfortunate situation, I think, for Lane. I thought that he brought a lot of great things to USC. But it's time to move on. It's time to turn the page and, look for the next 8 games.
And we appreciated Lane jumping on with us each week. It was fun working with him this year, and it'll be fun working with Coach O. He's going to be back. We have a special Wednesday show in 13 days' time. We're going to be back here at the lab Wednesday, October 16th for the next Trojans Live. Ed Orgeron will be here again for a look back at the Arizona game. And get ready for it, JJ. We will preview USC's next opponent, the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. It gets real in a couple of weeks. Tonight's Trojans Live, the highlights were courtesy of 710 ESPN. You're on On-site engineer is Bill Bingham. Studio producer Cornelius Edwards. Director of Broadcast Operations is Ann Beebe. And the executive producer of Trojans Live are Dan Schell and Tom Fiore. Thank you all for coming. Great guest tonight. We will see you in a week at the Coliseum, and then a special Wednesday show coming up in 2 weeks.
You've been listening to Trojans Live, brought to you by
BMW, the ultimate driving machine. Visit SoCalBMW.com today to find a BMW center near you. By Valvoline, charge on, but visit Valvoline Instant Oil Change first. Home of the drive-through only change, and proud sponsor of USC football. Visit SoCalOilChange.com for special discounts and offers. By Allstate Insurance, mayhem is everywhere. Start protecting yourself from mayhem with Allstate Insurance. By Western Exterminator, providing all-star termite and pest control you can trust for over 90 years. Western Exterminator, the final word in pest control.
Trojans Live is an exclusive presentation of Fox Sports West and USC Sports Properties on KFWB News Talk 980.